What the fuck? I'm a LeBron dick rider till the day I die. And even I recognize that Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant are two of the most marketable universal figures of NBA history. There are motherfuckers in the Taliban wearing Kobe Bryant jerseys, bro. What the fuck are we talking about? And the same goes for MJ. What do you mean? The Chicago Bulls is literally a universally recognized institution due to the historic period where Michael Jordan dominated. Yeah. One of the most iconic sports moments of all time. I can't believe he would wear a fucking hat dedicated to that team. Oh my God. It's like Luka Doncic is Hamas. Yeah. How dare this guy wear a fucking Chicago Bulls hat? He must be a terrorist. Jesus Christ.
The Bulls lost 60 games in 2019. So why the hat? Can Garcia name anyone on the team?
What are you saying? Who gives a fuck, dude? What? Awfully suspicious that this brown man is wearing a Bulls hat. That's it. That's literally what this argument is. It's like a joke if it wasn't so fucking heinous. If the reality wasn't so goddamn heinous, you couldn't treat this as anything but a joke. Awfully suspicious wearing a Chicago Bulls hat. You're not even from Chicago. Dog, it's not like he's wearing a fucking Pelicans hat. What are you talking about? It's the goddamn Chicago Bulls. It's like wearing a fucking Yankees hat. I have a Yankees hat. I've never watched baseball. I think baseball's fucking boring. What the fuck do you mean?
Anyone on any Bulls team besides Jordan? Everyone from El Salvador knows what it means when you wear a Bulls hat. It means you're MS-13.
No, that's not what are you saying? Ah! I can't do this. Kaya, please. Fuck. They're not even fucking trying. They're not even trying. That's the craziest part. They are not trying. They know that their fan base is dumb enough. They know that their fan base is racist enough. Do you understand? You don't do this if you're trying to convince people. You do this if you know they've been convinced already. Okay? They're not even fucking trying to make shit up. This is quite literally context puke shit. Ethan Klein being like, well, these are bad guys and America are the good guys. Why aren't you supporting the good guys? No arguments whatsoever. Just scary brown man bad. God damn, when I see stuff like this, I'm like, we deserve Donald Trump. We do, as a nation. If a nation has enough people that are going to believe this fucking rabid, psychopathic slop, we kind of fucking deserve our own demise. You know what I mean? It's like Maryland dad dressed like a gangster. Why was he dressed like a gangster? He's wearing a fucking Chicago Bulls hat while being brown, bro. This is literally all this is.
When you're in Compton, you don't accidentally wear red and say, oh, I didn't know red was Bloods.
Yoav Galan is just a good guy.
We're going to begin.
All right, let's get to the fucking real news. Judge tells DOJ she has no tolerance for gamesmanship in case of man mistakenly deported. We are also going to cover Senator Chris Van Hollen, who flew down to El Salvador today. Let's get to the real fucking news.
Harsh
Jesus
words
Christ.
for the Trump administration in the case of Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who, as you know, was mistakenly deported to El Salvador. Well, he is now in a Salvadoran prison, despite a Supreme Court order that the administration should take steps to bring him back to America. A federal judge now says she has seen no evidence that officials have done anything to comply with that order, and that's raising questions about whether they may be ignoring the court. Scott McFarland is at the Justice Department with the latest on this story. Scott, good morning. A lot of people want to see this man return back to the United States.
In the meantime, Gail, the judge has ordered depositions from several top Trump administration officials, and she's put federal lawyers on notice to cancel vacations and cancel appointments, that it is all hands on deck.
The world didn't give it.
With a crowd of supporters and Kilmar Abrego Garcia's wife gathered outside,
I will not stop fighting until I see my husband alive.
His attorneys argue the Department of Justice is defying a judge's orders, refusing to turn over even basic information about what's being done by the Trump administration to return Abrego Garcia, seen here, from a notorious prison in El Salvador, to which he was deported by mistake a month ago. A previous court order in 2019 protected him from being sent to El Salvador, from which he'd fled years earlier.
This case is about the government unlawfully and admitting to unlawful.
Okay, this is the last thing I'll say. I lied. People should ask that question. Where is AB? Where did AB go? Where did he go? What happened? No, I'm serious. What happened? Why did he get silenced when he offered a little bit of context or a little bit of feedback? And why is he gone? Where did he go? You said AB seems to be in the wide shot after the button. I don't think he is. I don't think he's there.
Unlawfully removing a gentleman from this country.
Federal Judge Paula Zinnes blistered Trump administration lawyers for not following her prior orders, saying every day Mr. Abrego Garcia is detained at the Salvadoran prison is another date of irreparable harm, and that she has no tolerance for gamesmanship or grandstanding.
The Constitution is being tested.
Jeffrey Rosen is president and CEO of the National Constitution Center.
We're dealing with the most fundamental questions of whether or not the president will respect an independent judiciary and the rule of law.
The administration continues to allege Abrego Garcia is an MS-13 gang member and that his fate is in the hands of El Salvador, whose president Monday said he wouldn't help ensure a return.
The question is preposterous. How can I smuggle a terrorist into the United States?
Trump administration officials argue if Abrego Garcia is returned to a U.S. port of entry, he'd be immediately deported elsewhere.
If somehow he comes back and that happens, he's going to be detained and removed again.
Yesterday, Republican Senator Chuck Grassley was confronted about the case at his town hall in Iowa.
Are you going to bring that guy back from El Salvador? Yeah. Why not?
Well, because that's not a power of Congress.
Maryland Democratic Senator Chris Van Hollen is en route to El Salvador, he says, to try to meet with Kilmar Abrego Garcia and also to meet with Salvadoran leaders to try to secure this man's release. Gail?
All right, Scott, thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. President Trump campaigned on the promise to secure our homeland and deport violent alien criminals from our communities. That is why the American people overwhelmingly reelected him back to this office, and it's why the American people defeated the Democrat Party in devastating fashion. Today, we have officially learned Democrat officials still refuse to accept the will of the American people. Maryland Democrat Senator Chris Van Hollen rushed to Dulles Airport this morning to fly to El Salvador, potentially using taxpayer dollars to demand the release of deported illegal.
Oh, you mean a senator actually cared about his constituents? You know, since this person, his wife, his 5-year-old child, with special needs is a constituent of Chris Van Hollen? You mean that's what the senator did? What a horrible thing this senator did to chase after an innocent man who was unjustly deported, kidnapped, so unjustly that the American government admitted to the mistake. Just to make sure I'm getting this straight, no one has heard from Abrego Garcia since he was disappeared, and not even a U.S. senator can get in touch with him, and 100% could be dead, but no one would know. Yeah. Scott McFarlane, CBS News' justice correspondent. I may be the first in the United States senator to visit El Salvador on this issue, but I won't be the last. This is an unsustainable moment. Van Hollen says he was not able to see Kilmar Abrego Garcia, and he says El Salvador authorities could not guarantee a visit with Abrego Garcia next week. And he says he was not permitted to speak with Abrego Garcia by phone. Van Hollen says El Salvador leaders told him they'd facilitate a phone call with Abrego Garcia if the U.S. Embassy had asked. Van Hollen says El Salvador official was not sure they'd be able to arrange a call between Abrego Garcia and family. Chris Van Hollen then pauses and emphasizes the Trump administration is lying about Abrego Garcia. I think this is still speculation.
What's that?
Can you repeat that? We just started the live stream.
Can we?
Dude, I can't watch this. This is such fucking... I keep seeing KKK saying that he has been confirmed as a member of MS-13. Oh, KKK Caroline. You're talking about fucking Caroline Leavitt. I was like, what? I thought you meant Caroline Kwan. I was like, well, she would never. What the fuck? Anyway, we don't know. We have no way of knowing.
Illegal alien MS-13 terrorist.
He is not that. Fuck me, he is
The
not
Democrats
that.
and the media in this room have continually and wrongly labeled Kilmar Abrego Garcia as a Maryland father. There is no Maryland father. Let me reiterate. Kilmar Abrego Garcia is an illegal alien.
Yeah, this is the meta, by the way. Trisha McLaughlin, when Garcia was arrested, he was found with rolls of cash and drugs. He was arrested with 2 members of MS-13. 2 judges found that he was a member of MS-13. The finding was has not been disturbed. When arrested, he was wearing what is effectively MS-13's uniform. How fucking far removed are you as the Assistant Secretary of Department of Homeland Security? How fucking far removed are you from just like average working Joes that you look at a fucking high visibility vest and go, that's a sign of an MS-13 gang member. He's wearing high vis. He was arrested for loitering, as Aaron Reichlin Melnick correctly points out. If he had had cash and drugs on him, the PG County police would have charged him with something rather than releasing him. Plus, they didn't even fill out an incident report. So where are you getting this information from? They're just making it up. But that's it. That's all it takes. You can just fucking lie like this when it's a brown person. Straight up. Straight up. They already did this with black people. They did this with the fucking Haitians that are eating cats and dogs. They could get as aggressive and as insane as they want to with their fucking blood libel when they're talking about black people and brown people. And this is happening in front of our fucking eyes. They're testing how much false information the public will abide by, how much false information the public will eat up. That is what's going on here. The case of Kilmar Abrego Garcia is not unique. 90% of all of the people that have been deported to CCOT have no fucking crimes whatsoever. I think it's like a total of 12 people that have some serious crimes that have been deported. Okay? The rest are minor offenses or no criminal record whatsoever. And these people can just say without any care or consideration for the truth that they are rapists, like child rapists, bloodthirsty murderers. And a lot of people believe them. It's fucking insane.
MS-13 gang member and foreign terrorist who was deported back to his home country. And when Kilmar Abrego Garcia was originally arrested, he was wearing a sweatshirt with rolls of money covering.
Yeah, the Fourth Circuit judge literally said the Trump admin had ample opportunity to show he was a member of MS-13, but did not and didn't even bother to try.
The ears, mouth, and eyes of presidents on various currency denominations. This is a known MS-13 gang symbol of hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil. Abrego Garcia was also arrested with 2 other well-known members of the vicious MS.
Are they just like making new shit up now? Is that what's going on? Because none of this was in the fucking police report at all. It's from the White House, so I don't know. Wait, what? I want to look into the definition of uniform before they're referring to before judging. Google search puts clothing in the second definition, remaining the same in all cases and at all times. It's from the White House, so I don't know. I guess this is the reason why a lot of people are fucking stupid enough to just be like, nah, the government could never make shit up. Why did we go to war with Iraq, by the way? I don't know. They would never famously make shit up. The administration that won... Hello? Where are you going? That's crazy. She's just quietly walking away. Okay. Hello. That's something a third grader will make up to try to get you in trouble with the principal. This case is literally turning Ivy League educated boomers into pure Nazi zero critical thinking left in this country, man. Oh, 100%. Like, this person is a fucking union member, too. Like, it's not... Oh, my God. At first, they claimed him wearing a Chicago Bulls hat was reasoning enough that he was MS-13. Now they're saying the fucking high-vis shirt that he was wearing was the MS-13 uniform. What's next, dude? What else is MS-13? Drinking water? Did he drink water in the process? Before he was getting apprehended, we ascertained that the criminal assailant was consuming a liquid substance from a plastic vestibule. I don't even know if that's the right word. No, it's not the right word. Vestibule means passage, hall, room, or between the outer door and interior of a building. What the fuck was I thinking? Why did I say vestibule? What would it be? A vessel. I was thinking vessel. I'm so stupid. Why does anybody listen to me? A plastic vessel. Yeah. The assailant was engaging in kinetic action in the process of moving one leg in front of the next. Yeah, here it is. This is the big fucking smoking gun that this racist piece of shit had to be like, this guy's MS-13.
A hoodie. Garcia's a Bulls fan, but he's from El Salvador, and he lives in Maryland, not Chicago.
Wow. I can't believe a guy would have Chicago Bulls merchandise, literally the most marketable franchise universally, for anyone over the age of 25.